Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 387. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Well, welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to episode 387 of the Moviecast. We have numbers to talk about. Numbers! We all love numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just want to mention Black Panther again. Still at number one as predicted last week, at $26.8 million, taking in the fifth week for the first time a movie has done this 5 weeks in a row since Avatar. So,
yeah.
Now
There will be no challenge today.
there's no challenge, and I completely mixed up the week for Ready Player One. That does not open till the 29th. Mm-hmm. This week is Pacific Rim, which is not getting very strong reviews. Can it do a sixth week?
It's possible.
Maybe.
I think it's a possibility.
I love Pacific Rim, but I don't hear anybody talking about it. There's no buzz behind it.
I mean, they've been trying to market this more than the first movie, definitely. I mean, that's absolutely. But I because it's not getting really good feedback. By the way, Black Panther is at $1.19 billion now worldwide. I mean, it's at 41 Pacific Rim right now as a Metacritic, right? 41? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's possible.
Too bad Disney doesn't own them.
Yeah, I mean, clearly that's the selling power, right? Not good movies, Mike.
It'll be plus 20 on Metacritic.
Oh my God. The bias, Mike. The hatred coming from you from Disney. They can't help it. They're so powerful.
No, but they control information, so that's what I don't like about them.
Yeah, they brainwashed all of us to go see these movies. We're all brainwashed, so.
In a way, yes.
Yeah, because they've been building this universe for 10 years. So they have brainwashed us over 10 years.
Not just
yes.
that.
No, that's it. That's really what it is. This is the culmination of all of this work. People are excited for this new movie coming up this year. And
You see how they tried to take down Deadpool, so where you don't need R-rated movies anymore? R-rated superhero movies? You see their fake news they spread there?
No, I'm just...
What?
Oh, you mean that it was bad? Like it was bad?
Someone somehow came out of there nowhere. Someone is like, "Oh, this is awful."
I heard the initial buzz was bad for it. I even posted that, and that was not supposed to be like a real post, but doesn't mean it was Disney that did it. Disney owns the property pretty much now.
But not yet. But who gains?
I believe
they're promoting Deadpool 2 right now.
I believe
They're promoting it, but if it does worse than you think, then they're like, all right, we can justify doing it our way later on.
Well, Deadpool 2 is outscoring the original Deadpool in test screenings right now.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
All I know is that Disney has said that they're not touching those properties. They'll always be separate, like R-rated universe kind of thing movies. Like Wolverine, for instance. If they do their own Wolverine, they might still keep it R. It wouldn't be part of their global plan as a universe, but they could try. You know what I mean? Like,
We'll see what happens.
I don't think the R-ratedness. I mean, I don't know. I wonder what Deadpool would look like as a PG-13. I wonder.
Not good.
I would say this. Marvel moved Avengers up to the 27th of April. Corey and I were just talking about this in the movie theater over on Sunday. They moved it up 2 weeks, and they got it further away from Deadpool.
I still think that's further away from Solo.
It's further away from Deadpool. Solo's not a competition for... Come on.
Sure it is. You guys have been arguing with me for 5 years how there's only so much entertainment value in a certain period of time for people to go see stuff. So if any movie comes out near another big movie, then yeah, it is competition.
Yeah, I understand. They want to leave the slate open for 2 fresh weeks for Avengers in there with nothing else competing against it. But Solo's the end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mike, they're moving it 2 weeks in advance.
Look, if Black Panther is number one, 6 weeks later, you don't think they don't want Infinity War in week 3 or 4 to completely knock down a movie they're already a little worried about in Solo? Of course they're going to want to space that more. I think they're more worried about Solo than Deadpool too.
No,
Again,
If they were really worried about Solo, they would
would've
move
moved
Solo.
Yeah, Solo is the one needed a lot of work, so...
They could have moved that to
but Infinity
late
War's
summer.
pretty much done, so they can move that up.
Yeah, but also they could have moved Solo too. I mean, I don't necessarily think that they're making moves to move out of Solo's way.
The other thing is, I think a lot of it had to do with spoiler stuff, because originally there would have been a week-long delay between like the rest of the world and America for Infinity War's original release date.
Probably true too.
Yeah,
because there's lots of stuff already, like even headlines like speculating. It's like, well, that pretty much makes that seem like that's going to happen.
I saw one thing pretty interesting today that could be a potential spoiler.
Yeah, I saw something on that like site that I love-hate that always like spams itself on Facebook. I'm not even going to say their name. I don't think they deserve it, but they always like do clickbaity headlines, and half of them are like real.
Yeah.
And but just this one headline, it's like, this actor says they'd love to see a certain type of movie afterwards. And I'm like, that makes it seem like it's obvious something's going to happen, but whatever.
I don't know about that. Well, what I saw was somebody's like, hey, there's this character credited in the next movie. And it's like, wait, what? Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see. It's something we have talked about in the past. I will say that. It was a little tease.
All this stuff, like, there's so many things that are, like, things that want to, like, spoil aspects of this movie. And that's, again, why, like, maybe I have a better memory of Days of Future Past, just because they completely like kept that under wraps, that ending. they actually lied directly about it, which is, I guess, the way to go. To really keep a secret.
Throw them off our scent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for Infinity War, not that there's much, because this is based off of a comic book that exists already. Obviously, they go in their own direction, but because of that, it makes the speculation so much easier to, take stuff out of what we've seen already and get pretty close to what's probably true. And plus, with contracts and actor schedules and things like that, people can parse information from all that too and be like,
I kind of wish we didn't know so much about the contracts, to be honest.
No. I don't know. We'll see what that's. Well, I don't know. Either way,
we're only a month away.
Yeah, guys. We're getting close. So we'll see. The speculation of, is it a downward trending universe shall be answered in a short while.
That's something I said literally like 3-4 years ago, and it was then. Now
it wasn't. That's what we were trying to tell you. That was an anomaly you were talking about.
It wasn't an anomaly. It was pretty consistent for that whole phase.
Well, it definitely reversed its course then.
Yeah.
Black Panthers changed things.
What? I would argue that they had a great year last year.
Marvel in general has not been downward trending.
That's what I'm saying.
Other superhero movies maybe, but
I said as the genre as a whole, Marvel either stayed steady or wasn't quite as explosive as it used to be, and everyone else fell off. So that's what I meant. That's what it is.
Didn't Ragnarok overperform? If I remember right,
it did overperform, but if you want to really look at it, it's 2 of the core 4 Avengers movies. How does it compare to Civil War?
I mean, you can't do a comparison like that.
Why not?
There's Avengers in it.
It's a sequel.
It's an Avengers
same
movie.
Thing. Well, that's what you guys said. That's why I bet against you.
You can't, it's comparing apples to oranges. You can't do that. Different budgets, different marketing, different characters, different, it's just different. But anyways, back to the box office. What do we have here? We have Black Panther at 1, Tomb Raider, which opened this week at $23.6 million at number 2.
I think we called that about where
you said between 20 and 30 is the ceiling for it.
I can only imagine at 3, A Wrinkle in Time at 4, and Love, Simon at 5.
I told you nobody was going to give a shit about Tomb Raider.
That's not terrible.
23.6 is not terrible.
Do you know? I mean, are we comparing it to which? What do we want to compare this to? The 2001
what is the original?
Tomb Raider?
Yeah, I was going to say, what is the original Tomb?
That was I would say
in the 40s
50.
maybe.
47 million.
47. Okay.
Back in 2001. In 2001.
So with inflation, that's like a 65, 70.
You also had Angelina Jolie, who was.
I know.
So it
was back when Star Power
overperformed estimates though.
Oh, I guess they were
Warner Brothers
pessimistic.
It's been reported that
unlike the video game, which underperformed estimates.
Tomb Raider opening, they did a nice conservative opening, unlike
actually
Square.
the worldwide screenings were actually pretty good. I heard for Tomb Raider, better around the world than here.
Weekend box office was 87.2 internationally, 23, so it's at 110.9. Accumulation now, total cum is 128.9. That's total. But because I guess it opened someplace else earlier. Oh, probably England. But yeah, so it's doing better than they were expecting. So I think we'll get a sequel for it. That's my prediction. I'll get on the record and predict it.
Maybe.
I could see it happening.
I mean, it's not
I'm
a
sure
far.
the
It's not a
contract
far
will.
stretch. I mean, what does WB
No.
really? You know what I mean? Like, what do they have right now? Their universe is a dumpster fire in DC. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
I mean, as long as it's low budget, so.
Yep. I don't think it costs much. So opening this week is Pacific Rim, which would have to grossly underperform because I mean Black Panther you figure will do about 18 if it's good holds. So
I think Black Panther could still do 20.
okay, but still like Pacific Rim under 20 that would be horrible.
It would be horrible, but like they do have like similar competition. Like you have your Tomb Raiders and you have your Black Panthers, and it's the same genre they're going for with Pacific Rim. So who knows? But I'd say Pacific Rim does around 25.
Okay.
Feels
That's
like
what I assume. I assume 25 to 30 somewhere in there is where I'm at. All right, let's get into some news because we've been talking about the box office for a little while. Well, I mean, we could talk a little bit more. Like I said, numbers. We'll start off with Infinity War because of how fast the pre-sale hype was for that movie. It's predicted to be opening weekend of $215 million. They've actually started to up that a little bit. It's actually creeping more towards Force Awakens, which is $247, I think. That number is in grasp. It would still have to like blow up, but if that movie is good, it will do it. Like
I'm sure this movie is going to be polarizing.
Mike, I'm not gonna disagree with you on this. I think it might be as well. That's why I said if it's good. Like if it's like universally acclaimed like Black Panther was, then which I don't know how it can be, but
It's not going to get bad reviews.
yeah, we'll see.
It's not going to get bad.
Well, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes meter is going to be at?
I bet you this is at 65%.
60.
65.
What?
Oh, no way.
Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to bet
Tomatoes.
on that?
You think
bet
it'll be
on
lower?
that.
You think it'll be lower?
I think it'll be.
Whoa,
No.
no way.
Tomatoes
higher.
is going to be like 80 plus.
I was going to say 70 plus, easy. Like, that would be like a no-brainer 70 plus.
Yeah.
It's
But,
going to
like,
be 80 plus. On Rotten.
It's probably going to be around the 80 mark.
Yeah.
What?
I'm thinking. Let me think about this. Let me think. We'll go through the podcast here, and I'll think about it. I might do this because I have a feeling. I don't know why I have this feeling. All right. What else do we have here? We have.
I think you guys are both. I think you're all crazy. I think you're very under.
You don't think it's going to... You think it's in the 90s?
Avengers?
Yeah.
The Infinity War is going to be in
Yeah.
the 90s.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that a lot of the people who have been bred by this happy-go-lucky Marvel universe are going to be turned off by actual character deaths in this movie, and they're going to not like it, including some critics.
No, I mean, I definitely... I don't see how 7 out of 10 reviewers won't say this is a good movie. That's why it's a no-brainer 70. But I'm
That's why
definitely with you,
I think
Mike.
it's
It's
gonna
definitely going to
be
be
80.
80 plus.
They get
Yeah, 80 plus.
the benefit of the doubt, not just because of what I'm saying, just because they have a pedigree too. They'll get the benefit of the doubt. So I think
I'm going to
80
say
plus.
84 is what my number's going to be when it's all said and done.
I'd like to take the under 70. I'm thinking about it. I really am thinking about just taking the under 70.
Wow. I mean...
I'm thinking about it. Anyways, let's see what else we have. We have the writer Zack Penn.
I'll do you 2 for 1 too on that.
Now,
if you take.
if I do it, I would do all three of you. And
Wow.
I would
Oh,
need
I don't know.
odds.
I can't speak for the others. I'm just saying I would do personally a 2 to 1.
Yeah.
Wow, he's giving you odds on this.
I'm giving you
What are we
odds.
doing? Because I would do that for 80 plus. I think it's very unlikely it gets under 80 on Tomatoes.
Oh my God, I'm enticed. I'm thinking about it. All right, Zack Penn. Let's go on the news here. We'll keep talking. Zack Penn says
We're gonna
he's,
let that marinate a little.
Yeah, he's working on a new Marvel movie. He's the writer for Ready Player One, and he's also working on the Matrix reboot. I thought I put that in there because of that. So it's like, do we
But
want?
he said,
or
he
is
said
it
it wasn't a
rebooting?
reboot.
Matrix?
He said it was a reboot. I thought he clarified saying.
Ugh.
It was a
No,
reboot.
I think he said that I'm not rebooting it. It's gonna just expand the universe.
That's what I
'Cause he
thought.
doesn't
That's
wanna,
what it
like-
was, yeah.
Expansion.
It's about
afraid.
It's an expansion. That's not right. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
he's
an
afraid
expansion.
to wipe out the original movies, I guess, which is good. The first one, at least.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I mean, I'd be down for that if they like got it right. Although, honestly, if you're going to expand it, I kind of would like to see some original characters return, even though that'd be sort of difficult given what happened.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm hooked on this like Rotten Tomatoes score right now. Like that's all that's going through my head right now.
The numbers,
we're gonna have to move on. No, I'm not taking the bet.
Don't 2-1.
It would
2-1, Jim.
It's possible, Jim.
Just remember,
this is going to be a busy movie.
Just remember, I said
it's going to be a busy movie, Jim. It's possible.
Just remember, I said it. I'm not taking the bet.
No,
I'm not taking the bet.
No, I will refuse to acknowledge it.
How about this, Tony? I will bet with you that it's in the 80s if you want to take the 90s.
A 1-for-1? All right, I'll do a 1-for-1.
All right, we'll put it on paper then. 80s to 90s.
I'm writing it down. This time we're not losing this bet. We're writing them down.
I mean, you owe me 2, right, Corey?
I owe you one for Wonder Woman, Black Panther. I know that for sure. I don't know if there's. I don't remember the other ones. If you gotta give me these movies quicker.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of which, you ever watched that fake disaster of a movie, Jim?
No, I've been trying. It's not easy. That's a terrible movie.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious, but terrible.
Corey, you bet me Justice League Worldwide would do better than Wonder Woman.
Oh wow, I did 2 Wonder Woman bets.
Yeah.
Nice.
Going both ways.
Right.
Damn you, Wonder Woman! You failed me twice.
Yep.
Damn you for being good, but not quite that good.
All right. Well, that's all we have for movie news this week, but we do have what we've been up to. We can kick that off. Corey and I can surprise everybody here, saying we were bored on a Sunday and thought, let's go see a movie. So we have seen Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Contribute to that 20-something
million.
Yep, we helped that 23.6. It's like we were both bored. We're like, what do you want to do? Let's catch a movie. So we called him. We went. What else is out? You know what I mean? Like, I guess we could have seen Black Panther again, but
How bad was it?
It was better than I expected.
Yeah, I
was really ragging on it.
Was it enjoyable, or is it just better than you expected a dumpster fire?
It's not a dumpster fire.
I wouldn't say it's fun.
No.
Fun is not a word I would use.
I would say if you would take for you let's take the worst dialogue that you can think of. This probably has the worst dialogue out of that. The story itself and the scenery and like the character, she does a good job. It's just like it's bad
really
writing.
Disliked this chick.
I think it's bad writing.
Casting was bad. I thought that she looked weird, but she did win me over as Laura in this movie. She plays a good Lara Croft. The problem that I have,
good-looking Lara Croft.
The problem I have with this movie is that, it just feels so much of a ripoff of Indiana Jones.
It does. It does get those same exact.
It's not even trying to hide it, but it does it. It does it so poorly where it's like you don't think she's smart.
Well, that's the problem. Like the puzzles in this, because the game has some puzzles. The movie doesn't have that.
It doesn't make her stand out as like this archaeologist that's needed to solve these puzzles. Like anything that they come up against, she does not need to be the one to solve it or to
it could be anybody.
I think
it could have been anybody. And you're like, this whole time they're shoving down your throat. It's been 7 years that they've been trying to find this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it takes this one chick like all of 2 seconds to figure everything out.
Yeah.
Who like beforehand, she's just fumbling with a puzzle and accidentally opens it. You're like, you don't realize how like they don't showcase her ability to solve
how
problems,
she solved that stuff. Yeah.
Or like where her skill set is as far as like the archaeology aspect of her character. So that's where it falls flat because
they put in
and like you were saying, the dialogue, it does not help at all because a lot of things are just like, oh, it's a color puzzle. Okay.
That was said.
That's until it works.
Line from the movie. And then she was just trying every color until it worked. And then mild
video game.
Mild spoilers for those may want to go see this, just so you know. But there's like sequences in this movie where there's blasting going on. The villain is blasting rock. We see it like they're pulverizing stone, like pulverizing it, and they find what they're looking for, and then they stop and have to figure out how to open the door that's made of stone. that
they've been
blowing up. And then, like, you think, okay, maybe there's like this supernatural element thing that's preventing them. Nope, that's not true. They could have blasted the door. There's no or they could have just gone to the side of it where there was rock right next to it.
Again, why does it take Lara Croft? Why is it her that like solves the puzzle on how to open the door when this guy, like, you send the villain character who's supposed to, I guess, be the similar type of like archaeologist, and he can't figure it out for 7 years. Yeah. Like, come on. Are you? Like,
they tried to make him that. Do you remember the Indy's rival from the movies, the first movie, the Indy rival? He was like an archaeologist, but he wasn't as good. They tried to make him like that, and it's like we said, it was very Indiana Jones ripoff-ish. It's like it just wasn't. And the dialogue, oh my god, one of the lines, and this sticks out in my head. This one line, that was not meant to keep something in; it was meant to keep something out. I'm like, but the spikes were on the other side as you're walking towards it, so it's like they would have tripped the.
No, it's the opposite, Jim.
Yeah,
like these traps weren't designed to keep people out. Sorry,
because they're walking into this thing and they trip the trap, and I'm like, okay, but if somebody was walking out, they would trip the trap after they passed the trap. So you're like, that's not even right. It's not even right. And it's not like it's angled. It's just these spikes that shoot straight up. So it's not even angled like towards the people that would be trying to escape. It's like they would have walked right past and be like, wow, I just missed that.
Like I said, terrible. Yeah, so like everything about the movie is just like not smart. You don't feel like the character is smart. But again, I was like won over by Lara, the character, like this girl as Lara Croft, and I was like, you know what? I would like to see her have a movie where she actually has gone through this experience. They had to get this stupid origin story out of the way, and now let's do a movie where she's actually Lara Croft and doing some tomb raiding and stuff like that. Yeah. I think that would be a lot better movie than what we saw here. And again, they do take stuff straight out of the game and just like place it in the movie. And some of it's exciting, I guess, like the whole sequence in the trailer with her on the plane and stuff. Like, okay, I mean, we've seen that in the boat stuff, like we've seen that in the game, so it was neat to see those things, but at the same time they didn't add anything to it. I did feel like Angelina Jolie's character, you felt like she was actually smart. Yeah. Where in here she's just like stumbling through things. I give the actor a lot of credit.
Yeah.
She pulled it off. Like, it's like, okay, I can believe this because it's kind of dumb.
I just feel like a lot of it was just such bad dialogue. I mean, the statements that people were making in the thing were just like, it didn't have anything to do with the moment, and you're just like, what? This doesn't make any sense. And I kept noticing that, and that's not a good thing. So
this was just bad.
It was just no, because it was not. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to it. I thought she did a good job with the character. I would probably just put it at meh. If we're gonna give them reviews, to give it a meh review. I wouldn't say you have to see this movie. It's not like a lost bet kind of watch. It's not even that bad.
No,
it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like it exists.
It's disappointing.
It exists.
Is what it is, and yet it still exceeded my expectations of what we were going to get from this movie.
Yeah, it exists. Just know that. Okay, what else? Let's see. I've finished up The Punisher on Netflix. So
cool.
I finished that today, and that was one of the most brutal finales of any finale I've ever seen. I don't know why, but I thought that finale was so brutal. Like, I've seen some crazy shows and stuff, but that was.
I thought the previous episode was worse.
No, I think this episode with the last episode with
Jigsaw
being created was just wow. I thought that was just brutal. So you're right, it was pretty brutal the episode before, but I thought this was just more like, wow, this is crazy. So, but it was good. I liked the show. I don't think it was fantastic. I thought it was a little slower than the other ones, in my opinion. But you know, it wasn't like it wasn't. I would put it like probably third in my list of shows. I mean, it's only behind Daredevil and Jessica Jones, obviously, which I have not started Jessica Jones yet.
Are you counting?
I haven't seen Jessica.
Seasons, I mean.
Of Daredevil, yes.
Okay.
I have not seen Jessica Jones season 2
I wonder
yet,
how far Jessica Jones falls with season 2, if you think.
Well, I think that this is probably better than season 2 of Daredevil. So I'm not saying Daredevil season 2 is terrible.
The Punisher was my favorite of the Marvel shows.
I think I like Jessica Jones, then Daredevil season 1, and then this, and then Daredevil season 2. So
Man, I gotta check it out.
yeah, it was. I mean, it's just a slow burn. It really is.
It's just so weird, though. Do you agree? Like that first episode has like no relevance to anything.
No
Why
bearing
would
on
they?
like,
I
the
don't.
show.
The whole time I'm expecting something to pay off from that episode, and it just didn't happen.
No. Nothing.
I still
So-
don't remember what happened with that one
So I
character.
could skip the first episode.
You can skip
can
the first
skip-
episode. Yeah.
And it makes no difference whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah. So I watched the 100th episode of Shield, which I feel is the worst episode this season of Shield, easily, hands down. It was a
That's
useless
the thing
episode.
is like, you have 100 episodes, so you're trying to like put all these like cool like
It was
things
just-
in for the fans, you know. But it's like it just doesn't work because it's not following the storyline.
It just
Yeah,
didn't
I've
work.
seen that
it was
before.
just
There's sort of, like,
useless. Yeah.
100 episode checklist that sort of gets in the way.
Yeah, it
of
was
the
just a
storyline.
useless episode.
Let's just pull all these little gags out to like, hey, remember these things that happened like 50 episodes ago, 75 episodes ago? It's like, who cares right now? I'm following the storyline that's
And
fantastic,
Shield-
and now
Shield,
you're
that
like,
has to be tough because I feel like that show, more than most, is like super disjointed.
well,
like,
I mean,
it's like different
recently
shows.
It's been great, where it's it's like
I know,
taking
but it's
different
like
storylines and like
Halves of
utilizing them.
seasons are different
stuff,
shows
yeah.
practically. It's weird.
Yeah, what else have I seen? I watched another episode of Altered Carbon on episode 7 for that, so I'm almost done with that. That's another... it's definitely like a slower moving, but it's still got like... picks up like certain... Every episode has like an action sequence, but it's like a lot of puzzle solving and mystery in the middle. So very bloody too, but it's a good show. I mean, if you like Blade Runner, I think you'd actually really enjoy this. Really enjoy it. So... and then I also saw 3 episodes so far of Voltron. I haven't finished. There's only 6, right, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just finished up the post-mortem episode where it's the fallout of what happened in the second episode, which was
So crazy,
awesome.
right?
Was awesome.
Isn't that
It
crazy?
was
You're just
awesome.
like, oh,
I was like,
that
watching this,
just happened.
I was like, this is a show for kids.
for kids. Yeah.
But I kept checking the rating. I'm like, why 7? Why 7? Okay, Netflix, you could. I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
So very good season though. Again, I do like these shorter seasons. I really think this is cool, like because you don't have to keep track of too much, and there's no filler. It's like boom, boom, boom. I think Netflix shows like The Punisher, all the Marvel stuff just gets a little long. Like The Punisher even had a filler episode. Episode 10 was like a filler. I think it was a filler, roughly.
I don't remember
It
which
was
one that was.
the whole time I'm like, they're not doing anything. Oh, the bomber kid.
Oh, I hated that.
That whole thing, I'm like, that was
storyline.
completely like nothing to do with the story, but whatever. Keep it vague. Tony hasn't seen it yet, so you gotta check it out, there,
Yeah.
Tony.
Okay.
So let's see. I think that's it for me. Watched. Yeah, that's it for watched for me. Mike.
On a similar note, I've watched Netflix too. Just Jessica Jones. I'm not done. I'm on the 10th episode, so I could be done soon. But
Yeah.
I thought maybe it would like pick up by now or be good, but clearly, like this far in, it's just not.
It's not as strong. I heard the finale of it's excellent.
I didn't. Maybe.
But excellent.
There
episode.
was, maybe around the 4th or 5th episode was the only like momentum I felt. The whole.
Did you finish episode 10? You just said, or no? 10 is supposed to be the
Yes.
worst episode of the season.
Yeah, that's probably why I stopped.
Okay. The finale is supposed to be excellent, though.
But it's just these characters. They're like so like unlikable. Like they're just awful. Like, and then like Jessica, and then like in the first episode, Jessica says, "What is this shit on Jessica Day?" And I feel like that's also like the only purpose most of the plot is. It's just like, how much shit can we pile on her to just make her miserable? And it's like, ooh, let's do this to make it even worse. And after a while, it's just kind of exhausting.
But that's
And,
her
like,
character, though.
I understand that, but it
And
goes
it's all
to
about
like
how she reacts to things and makes it worse.
I know, but it's like soap opera level after a while, and it's just like you can only do that so much before it's just like, all right, this is kind of comical at this point. Like, what else awful can happen for her?
Well, I mean, considering I'm going to probably be stuck at home tomorrow, I'll be starting that. So we'll see.
But you know what? Like, Jess is still likable, and her reactions are okay. compared to the rest of the characters on the show. I'm sick of Hogarth. She's got this storyline again that like I don't need to know about. She's like cringy sometimes too. And honestly, believe it or not, I think Hogarth was best served in Iron Fist. Like that was the best representation of her. Like she was a competent, powerful lawyer, and like she did her job and was no nonsense. And you didn't know if you could trust her. Like she was interesting there. All this other stuff that she's doing, I'm like, no. But the worst character by far is Trish Walker, Jessica's half like adopted sister / friend. If I didn't like know anything about the comic books, I would swear that she is grooming herself to become a full-on villain. She has like no redeeming qualities and is completely selfish, and I don't understand why we're supposed to like her in any way. She is the least likable like good guy I have seen since maybe Andrea in The Walking Dead. She is awful. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's all I've watched.
All right. Corey?
So I did get to see Annihilation with Natalie Portman.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, it's international release.
Yeah, it's streaming on Netflix.
Yeah. International streaming, yeah.
So I do appreciate the director's other stuff he did, or the Ex Machina movie. I thought that was an interesting, neat take on, you know, computer AI and becoming self-aware and what the human condition is, like that type of thing. So here he created a movie based off of a book. It's like a trilogy of books. And I think it's mostly based on the first one, but kind of wraps things up a little bit more and really goes off in its own direction a lot. But I have to say, for that movie, really, I was like on the edge of my seat the whole time with it. And it's a very slow burn. But as far as sci-fi goes, it's really well done sci-fi, because they set this mystery up with Area X, or the Shimmer, whatever they want to call it here. And you don't know what it is. You just know whatever goes in doesn't come back. And so then these scientists go in, and it's their story about what happens to them and what they find in there, and like the reasons they go in as well. Like each character has a specific reason for it. And it's very interesting. It definitely, like I said, it keeps you on the edge of your seat, because like you're in this unknown territory and you don't know how it's going to react, as well as the characters are going to react to it. And then as they get further in, things start to like become weirder, and they find things about the people that were in there before, and it's just really creepy. Even though there isn't like this overarching evil, it's like our perception of what evil is and how we interpret it. And so it just messes with your head in that way, where it's like, should I be afraid, or should I be curious? Like, am I supposed to feel right now? Like, it's just a mix of emotions, and it's like really just keeps you up. And then when the movie ends, you just like have to think about it. It's like, wow, like what did I just see? And it's like one of those movies that you have to kind of reflect on, or made me reflect on it after I saw it. Whereas, you know, Tomb Raider's like, whatever, you know, I saw this movie, I'm done with it.
Yeah, same.
This movie, you're like, what just happened? Like, how do I feel? Like, how am I supposed to feel? Like, what is going on right now? So, if you don't like mind slow burns, and it's not an action movie, even though like you see in the trailers they have guns and they're supposed to be like this unit. It's not an action movie, but there's just some creepy shit that goes on, and things just get really weird. So if that's something that like interests you, I think that this really does a good job with that.
Cool.
And like it does leave things open-ended, so it's kind of one of those endings where like they leave it to your interpretation.
Oh, cool.
You know, Inception style.
So Corey and I'll have completely opposite opinions of what happened. Cool.
I'd recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to mention that we both just got up and left Tomb Raider without even seeing if there was post credits. Did you notice that? Every other movie, we do.
And everyone else in the theater, which there weren't that many people, all stayed.
Yeah, we got up and left. So that's the impact, and we're the kind of people that always wait for credits. So, anything else, Corey?
No, that and Shield. So
yeah, what you're talking about, Tony? Dragon Ball Super?
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super.
Is it done?
Nope, this week is the last episode.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say.
I don't know how they're wrapping it up in 22 minutes, but that's their problem, not mine. So we'll see.
That's a lot of
Hyped.
Kamehamehas.
Apparently Mexico is going nuts, and like they're
I
like,
saw that.
like I don't know if people around Mexico are advertising this and like running events and stuff. Where
Yeah.
the fact that like Toei
Thousands of people are.
actually had to like step in and be like, you can't do this. Like it's our franchise. You can't
Yeah.
profit off of it.
They're
stuff like that.
bootlegging a copy of it.
Yeah, they're bootlegging. So it's pretty crazy, but we'll see. I'll report back next week because
Cool.
not too much to say this week.
All right. That's going to wrap up the Moviecast, episode 387. Thanks for tuning in. Write us podcasts at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, AllYouCanGeek. Like us on Facebook as well. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tune in to the Gamecast coming up. MPDs. Going to be talking about that. Tune in next week for the Moviecast, where we will, I don't think I'm going to be able to see Pacific Rim, but we'll see. So we'll see. All right. Thanks.